a little bit to another story that's been dominating the headlines, as it seems everyone these days has now had to become some form of a legal practitioner to decipher what's going on, especially in River State. Now, some legal analysts are stating that President Tinubu's proclamation of a state of emergency in River State last week and his suspension of the elected officials constitute a clear overreach of executive power. Neither Sections 305 nor Section 11 of the Constitution grant the president the authority to take such actions. So to speak some more legalese for us, Mr. Okonkwo, can you give us your assessment on the constitutionality of what played out in River State?
Right. I want to start with this. A lot of people have been making a mistake saying the National Assembly approved what President Ahmed Bola did. Sorry. Strictly speaking, they rejected it. They did not approve it at all, strictly speaking. And here is the point. The Constitution is very clear. Section 305, subsection 1, said the president can issue or declare a state of emergency in a proclamation that is stated in a gazette, meaning the proclamation issuance is complete with the president before going to the National Assembly. In subsection 2, the Constitution said the president should transmit copies of already published, already proclaimed state of emergency with the details of the proclamation to the National Assembly for the National Assembly to approve or not approve. Here is the point. The details of the purported proclamation of state of emergency by Tinubu is that he is suspending the governor of Rivers State and the House of Assembly members, and that the sole administrator whom he has appointed, one Ibok Ete Ibas, a military man, you can put retired if you want, that the man will make laws and he, Tinubu, will be the one to approve of the laws. And when he did that, it was published, it was proclaimed, it was complete. When it came to National Assembly, their duty is either to approve it and the details, and I'm talking about Section 305, subsection 2, or reject it. They don't have any power whatsoever to amend it, because it is not a bill as contemplated by Section 58 or an appropriation bill as contemplated by Section 81. These are bills which the National Assembly have the right to amend and before it becomes an act. But in a proclamation of a state of emergency, it is already completed as a law, gazetted and published before going to the National Assembly. So the role of the National Assembly is to either accept or reject. Now, what did the National Assembly do? They selfishly recovered their own power from the president by force, because not by law. They say, Mr. President, you don't have the right to make law for Rivers State. The right belongs to us. So they purportedly said they amended it to recover their own power. Sorry, you have already rejected the entire state of emergency, because it's either you accept the proclamation and the details or you reject. That is what the law says. And let me come again to it. Section 58 of the Constitution made it clear. Section 56 of the Constitution made it clear that the House, the National Assembly, if there is any question that comes for decision, they can approve it with the required majority. They use the word required majority of those present and voting. In this case, by Section 305, subsection 6b, the required majority is 2/3. And the National Assembly does not have the 2/3. And they showed it openly. If they had it, they would have told us about it. 2/3 is not measured by voice vote. Why? They said those present and voting. Did you see when the Speaker of the House was talking? They did not show the members who were even doing the voice vote, they showed only the speaker. You know why? They don't have the required majority. And now, they said present and voting. The people that have absented themselves from voting, how many are they? Because you can be present and not voting. How do you determine that? By voice vote. So sorry, there's nothing like voice vote. When the Constitution said 2/3, you must tell us the number of people present and show it to us. You must tell us the number of the people that voted and show it to us. You must tell us the number of the people that absented from voting or abstained from voting. You will tell us. And the people that voted against. None of this is determinable by a voice vote. I am making a negative assertion that they did not do anything. And I have nothing to prove. They that are making the positive assertion in law are the ones that have the onus to prove that they secured the 2/3 majority. That has not been approved. So both in substance, by which they amended the state of emergency and cherry-picked the one that concerned them, they have destroyed the state of emergency. There is no room for amendment. It is just like taking a law to the president by the National Assembly. And the president, when he wants to assent to it, say, no, I don't like section 2, I'm amending it. After amending it myself, I will sign it. No. So the Constitution did not give the National Assembly any right to cherry pick the one they want and leave the one they don't want. It's either they are accepting all or they are dropping all. Having cherry picked, they rejected the entire state of emergency. Let me talk about the legality or constitutionality of what President Ahmed Bola Tinubu did. Sorry, he did not declare state of emergency in Rivers. He declared martial law. What he did was a coup against the Rivers people. The Constitution is very clear on how you elect the governor. Section 179, Section 180. And how governor is removed. Section 188, Section 189. And the law is very clear. How you elect the House of Representative members, which is there, and how you remove. Section 117 and Section 110. Clear and simple. It is by election, by the people of Rivers State. And you want to remove, is by death, resignation, removal by impeachment, permanent incapacity, or in the case of the House of Assembly members,
Mr. Okonkwo,
recall. This is what these places did. So the president simply suspended the provisions of this constitution, including Section 1 and Section
Mr.
1, 2, which said you cannot govern Nigeria or any part of it by any set of people except in accordance with the constitution. So appointment of sole administrator is alien to our constitution, not contemplated. So what the president did was a martial law. It's unconstitutional, it is illegal, and it is criminal. Because that is the real treason we are talking about. Usurping the power of the National Assembly to make law for Rivers State is another treasonable offense. Now, destroying and giving money, unappropriated money of Rivers State to a sole administrator to spend as he likes is another treasonable offense. And I will give you why. As I'm talking to you, there is no 2025 appropriation budget for Rivers State. None. The Supreme Court has already said that there is no appropriated bill or law for Rivers State. That's why they said Governor Fubara should represent it to the House of Assembly.
But I have to, for the sake of time. You know, right now you've said that, in your opinion, you believe that the president's action is treasonable. But we do know that in the past, we've also had declaration of state of emergency in some states of Nigeria. So I'm wondering what lessons can be learned, you know, from past experiences with emergency rule in Nigeria, and how can those lessons influence the current situation in Rivers State? Very briefly.
Good. Like what you said, Goodluck Jonathan declared emergency rule in 3 states of Nigeria, Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa. He did not remove the elected representatives of the people. That is state of emergency. But what Tinubu did is a martial law. Now, because he removed elected representatives of the people, not in a manner anticipated by the Constitution. Tinubu also gave money to the sole administrator unappropriated. So in future going forward, any president who wants to declare a state of emergency must fulfill Section 305, subsection 3, When Tinubu was saying he had a security report, sorry, they should read to him section 305 3D. He said there must be clear, not obscure, clear and present danger of actual breakdown of public safety and public order in such a manner that requires extraordinary measure. Clarity means open, objective. When you say there is danger, there's nothing like security report. That's a subjective report given to you by your appointees, whether National Security Advisor or anybody, which is known by you alone. So there is nothing like security reports as a standard to declare state of emergency. Have you contemplated if you allow that precedent? Any president will come and tell you, no, don't question me. There is a security report which only me knows, and I can use it to remove every governor and take over the administration of the state.
Kenneth Okonkwo.
That is why I said it's treasonable. So going forward, no president has the right to declare state of emergency and remove elected representatives of the people. When you want to declare state of emergency, you have to empower the democratic forces to be able to tackle the problem, not remove them.
Very well said. Very well said.
It is the federal government that has the exclusive power over armed forces. The state do not have state police. So if it's any issue of security, it is the federal government that has the duty to take it out, not the state. So if the federal government is failing, they cannot.
Mr. Okonkwo, I really have to jump in now because we have run out of time. And honestly, we very much appreciate you